It's like 8 in the morning, but you know, it's whatever. I just say one person is maybe myself because I was just checking on it, see how it sounded for a second. Okay. Alright, well, let's just get this going. I already did like a little test run, but I'm gonna restart. Yeah, ultraviolence. So, I don't know. Oh, yeah, I remember what the fuck I did by accident. It was like a. Well, I guess I was gonna look at this. Just some bullshit. It doesn't really matter because you're never gonna need to look up anyway. And I've got the cursor on the screen. Everything's the same except, you know, instead of looking with the mouse, I have to look with the arrow keys because I mean I could have bound that to any keys on the keyboard I wanted to, but I just chose the arrow keys because I felt the most natural. And so we're gonna be sucking a lot harder than I usually do. This, I didn't see any options to mess with the sensitivity. So everything's gonna be a little bit slower in terms of turning. And I just figured I'd do ultraviolence because I figured it would probably be like, I didn't want to risk it being too easy by going like, I don't know, Hurting Plenty or something, because it's just, because like if because I'd rather like err on the side of too difficult than too easy, because like if it's too easy it's just not even fun and it's just boring. Yeah, definitely the worst part is just the sensitivity is a lot crappier than if I was using my mouse, because I'm actually able to mess with the sensitivity options with the mouse. I mean, I guess it's possible there's ways to mess with the sensitivity even with keyboard, but yeah, I'm obviously not yet used to it. Fudge. I'm not gonna get to it. Oh wait, oh that was, okay, I got to it. Okay, and I don't want to go to the next level with anything less than max health if I can help it, so, okay, never mind. I guess it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, I'm not gonna need it, I'll be fine, I'm sure. Okay. Probably do a little bit more later, I don't know. I don't remember when I got the idea for this challenge. But like, I noticed on YouTube there doesn't appear to be very many people doing this kind of thing. Because like, if I go on YouTube and I search Doom keyboard only, it's mostly just people saying, oh, debunking the myth that Doom was always keyboard only. And it's like, you know, that's not exactly what I'm looking for. I mean, there's like one guy I saw that was doing it. But other than that, most people, this doesn't seem to be a challenge most people are interested in. I mean, I'm not really sure why, because all sorts of other challenges are out there, like ultraviolence of fast monsters and pistol start, all sorts of crap like that, but for some reason no one's really interested in playing with just the keyboard. Oh yeah, I mean, I guess now that I think about it, there's going to be something I'm going to have to contend with, which hasn't really come up so far, because so far I haven't really had very much in the way of weapons. Because I'm gonna have to figure out like what my preferred method of switching weapons is, which like on the fly, which normally it would just be like, oh, just use the, oh god, what is it called, the scroll wheel. But I'm not using the mouse this time, so I'm like, I mean, there's always like the numbered keys, I guess. I mean, I do use those sometimes, so I mean, it might not be that big of a difference. I'm glad I didn't do this on an easier difficulty because it doesn't really appear to be that much more difficult than usual. I mean, it's definitely a little bit more difficult. It's more of a it's challenging, but it's not like impossible or something. I mean, obviously it's not an impossible challenge because lots of people in the 90s play with keyboard only because, I don't know, because a lot of people were under the, for some reason, the mistaken assumption that it was always keyboard only, which is not true. Which has been debunked a few times. And if I'm correct, I think it's because they didn't always have keyboards in the 90s. Like, it wasn't like a thing that you were guaranteed to have with a computer. Of course, that could be totally wrong. I'm not 100% on that. So I'm slowly getting used to it. It's not too bad. It just feels like less control over like how I'm like a dude, it's just something dumb I just thought of. It has nothing to do with anything I'm doing right now, but like something dumb about like angry video game nerd / James Rolfe is like whenever he's like, dude, can you imagine playing Mega Man on a computer with a keyboard? Like it's this fucking unheard of thing yeah, on a computer with a keyboard. What's the fucking big deal, dude? Like as if like PC gaming is like this new novel phenomenon to him, and it's just like he's such a fucking moron when you really like start to stop giving him the benefit of the doubt and shit. Like, because he's always like, dude, to me playing a game is sitting on the couch with your controller in hand, and it's just like, no, PC gaming has always been a thing, dude. What the fuck are you on? Like, even before it became popular to make fun of James Rolfe, he was always saying stupid shit like that. And everyone kind of just looked the other way because it was like, oh, he's the angry video game nerd. Come on, give him a chance. He's an old man. Just fuck it. And it's like, no, don't give him the benefit of the doubt. Okay, he's old enough to know that there's plenty of computer gaming even back in the fucking 80s. Like, he's old enough to know better. He's just being stupid. It's like, oh, can you imagine playing Mega Man on a key? It's like, shut the fuck up, dude. Like, I always thought that was like a stupid thing to say. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, it was like this big thing. Like, what? Like, that's like something that you'd only say if like you're like literally have never even heard of or even considered PC gaming, and that's like, how the fuck do you live like your whole life and you've never played video games on the PC? How did I miss something? Well, thank God it's not a 100% challenge. It's looking like since this is clearly pretty doable, I think I'll at least keep going until the end of the episode, and then unless it like I got I don't know. It only takes me like 20 minutes or something. I usually don't like try to do like speed running records or whatever, because I don't like to call my playthroughs speed runs, because whenever you do that, you attract all these assholes that think that like, oh, you took you know, 5 minutes to complete this level? Really? It only takes me like 2. You gotta know all these like weird obscure exploits and shit, and it's like, dude, shut up. Because to me that just like ruins it whenever like people are like, oh, it doesn't count as like a speed run unless like you know all these tricks and shit. Like can it just be like, can people just have fun with this shit? I don't know. Dude, that reminds me, like, I used to know this girl, she was like an awful human being. It was like, I was like just telling her, I was like, oh, what have you been up to? Oh, I've just been putting some speed runs on my YouTube channel. Because, like, there was a little bit of a time where I was doing that with, like, not too often. It was just like a just for fun thing. I didn't know any of the exploits. I was just trying to see how fast I could do it, because there's like a personal record, right? And I was just telling her about it, and then she's like, and she just like kind of like interrupts me. She's like, I'm not gonna watch your speed runs, okay? And I'm like, okay, chill. I didn't say you had to watch them. I was just letting you know what I was doing. Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? It's like, first of all, chill. Second of all, that's a fucking rude thing to say to somebody that you're supposedly interested in. Like, what the fuck? Like, oh, you know that thing that you're interested in doing? Well, I just want you to know I don't care about it. And it's like, okay, good to know, but there was a much less rude way to express that to me than just out of nowhere, because I didn't tell her she had to watch them. I just said, oh, this is what I'm up to at the moment. If you would like to, I can show them to you. And that was it. I was not pushy at all, because I did not care. And it kind of ruined it for me for a while. She was an awful person. Like, I know it's not great to judge people, I guess, but I mean, she was generally genuinely an unpleasant human being. Like one of those people that's just like a proud to be a bad person, and it's just, oh my god, I'm never gonna get this now. I don't get it. Like, why are there people that are proud? Like, oh yeah, I'm a, she would like self-describe herself as a I don't even want to say the word, but you know, it's not like a slur or anything, but I just don't, I don't know. You know, one of those people, and it's like one of those things that you're able to look past at first, because it's like, you know, first you're like, oh, maybe she's only bad to people that like deserve it or something, and then it's like, no, she's like that with everybody, even you, even supposed people she cares about, because that's just how she is, and it's just unpleasant. Whatever. Hey, but you know what? You can always just leave. And that's what I fucking did, man. Best advice I ever give someone is like, hey, you ever feel trapped in like a really shitty relationship? Just leave, dude. you could always just leave. Alright? Come on, there's no reason to stay with someone that just treats you like garbage. It's like, nah, fuck that. Just leave, man. That's why I tell everybody. I'm like, nah, don't try to fix shit. Just go. Fuck her. There's lots of people in the world. You're not gonna waste your time on some bitch that doesn't know how to treat you right. Come on, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? If I was ever gonna do shit like speedruns again, I'd have to like make it clear that it's just like for fun or something. Because I don't want people like criticize me on like stupid things like, dude, how is this even a speedrun? Dude, Zero Master does this in like 0.02 seconds and it took you like 35 times as long. What's wrong with you? I'm like, I'm not Zero Master, I'm just some guy. Okay? I'm just here to have fun. This honestly seems pretty much like a walk in the park, I'm gonna be real. Like, keyboard only challenge seemed like a bigger deal than it is. Now it's kind of just like, okay. Literally just the same game, except my reaction speed is slightly shittier. Like, I had to be a lot more careful, like, how I aim. You know, like, I have to anticipate things a lot sooner. So it helps to have a lot of these layouts of the levels memorized somewhat. So I can anticipate where enemies are going to be before I have to turn. But, you know, it still messes with you. Like, if I didn't already play this game so many times, I would probably be having a much harder time here. But, I mean, that kind of principle applies generally, though. So, I mean, I don't know, it's just a fun little thing. Yes, I will do the secret level. I always do. Even though it's absolutely a pain in the ass. I was thinking it might be funnier if I, like, swear less and just, like, say things like, I don't know, like, foreign swear words, or just, like, perkele. Dude, I saw, like, this video. Some guy's trying to explain the Finnish word perkele. 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 You know, and he's just like, dude, I can't even say this word, man, because, dude, I can't do it justice, you know, this word, dude. And it's just like, you know, then I watched an interview with, like, Alexi Laiho from Children of Bodom, and he's just saying it, like, casually, and I'm like, okay, clearly he's just over dramatic about this. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's a big deal. It's kind of like, I guess it's a bigger deal in certain cultures to use profanity, but I'm like, you know, it doesn't mean that there aren't people that just casually use it, you know what I mean? It's like, I mean, you know, you wouldn't say that word to your grandma, but, you know, it's like, right, it's like, I don't know, it's like kurva, which, like, kurva, I don't know, I gotta look up how to pronounce that. Well, I mean, now I don't give a shit how to pronounce it, because I don't give a shit about speaking Polish. And no offense, I just have no desire. If I was gonna learn any Slavic language, it would be Russian. I mean, there's just a lot more to learn. I mean, I guess Polish would be a good second choice if Russian wasn't as important as it is. What is this person saying? Guess I can check the YouTube channel, see if anyone's watching and is just being a lurker or something. Nah, no one's watching. I'm just gonna have to message some people like, hey, please watch my video. I don't want to be alone here. Okay. Let's keep going, I guess. Yeah, I should play, like, one of those, like, popular megawads. Like, I know Ancient Aliens is a popular one. I played a little bit of it, but, like, I haven't played it in a while. I think I was playing it, like, not really as intended, though, because I was playing it with, like, the Brutal Doom mod going, because at the time I got really into Brutal Doom. I was, like, trying all kinds of, like, freaking wads and stuff, and just, it's like, oh man, wouldn't it be cool to do this at Brutal Doom? And then I was, like, I got really big into, like, mixing and matching mods. That, like, especially, I was the worst with Skyrim because I would just, like, fucking ruin my game with just mods out the ass, and it would just, it made the game virtually unplayable because, like, I would be able to play for, like, 10 minutes at a time, and then the game would just crash, so I'd have to, like, save constantly. Which, it sounds funny, but it's like, fucking, it made the game, like, unplayable for me. Like, I can't even play the game anymore, because it's like, I played so much fucking Skyrim that it's like, I'm burnt out on it, like, permanently. Like, no joke. It's gonna be like years before I can play Skyrim again. It's like, you know, I love Skyrim, but it's like I played it so much that I need a long break from it. It's like Star Wars, dude, because I played so much Star Wars. I'm sorry, I've watched so much Star Wars. Like, you know, you don't want to ruin it by like watching it over and over and over and over, which is what I did for like most of my life. Then finally, you're like, okay, you know, I'm at the point where it's like I'm barely paying attention when I watch this because like I know every single thing that happens. I know like every single bit of dialogue. It's like it doesn't hit as well as it used to. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe I gotta watch it in like a different language or something, like German or Spanish. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe it'll help. Yeah, like I said, this has been turning out to be less of a challenge than anticipated. But I figured I would go for it because, you know, hey, you know, maybe it'll be harder than I anticipate. Maybe it'll be hard, you know, it could be fun. I mean, I will actually my prediction initially, I mean, I didn't say it out loud because it wasn't like I had it explicitly formulated into my head or something, but I had the feeling it was definitely going to be hard but playable. Except I thought it was going to be a lot harder. Like I thought I expected to die like a lot more. In like the first level, I didn't end up dying at all. Like it just took more hits than I normally would, and that was it. Like I thought I was just gonna straight up die, like E1, M1. But no, it's perfectly doable actually. It's a challenge, but it's not as bad as you expect. So, you know, if anyone's watching this is interested in this, I would just say, hey, you know, might as well give it a go. It seems more intimidating than it is. But, you know, as soon as you get used to it, it's not that bad at all. I mean, it's just a different way to play the game, man. Makes me wonder what it'd be like to play with, like, a joystick or something. Because, like, I know my dad used to play video games with joysticks. Like, not just, like, flight simulators, which is, like, I think that's what, like, joysticks are mostly designed for. But, like, you could also use them for shooters, which is, like, what he did. So I don't know. I mean, I don't own a joystick, but, you know, it could be fun. But, you know, it's one of those things where it's like you want to, like, you have to buy one to find out what it's like, because no one owns one. Nobody owns joysticks these days. Like back in the day, it used to be pretty. It was at least uncommon. Like it wasn't rare. Like you would be able to go to someone's place and they might have a joystick there, right? But like these days, it's like nobody has them. They're just it's like a dead peripheral. Like. This is gonna be a lot harder. Like I've always had difficulty with this section because it kind of requires some rather like precise movements. I mean, it's doable, but it's just like I've always found it to be a pain. And like you have to do this unnecessary like ooh move up all the way to the stairs to get the platform to go down. Like I never liked that because it's like, what's the point? You know what I mean? It's not a challenge. I'm just gonna skip. I'm like skipping a bunch of enemies, but I don't care. I'm stretching. Oh my god, yeah, I bet no one's fucking awake at 9 AM. I guess that's my problem. Like, I'm gonna do a Doom stream, keyboard only. It's like funny. I can only like really stream things like Doom or Minecraft, or really like low. God, what's the word? Very undemanding games on my computer because I don't have a gaming computer. I just have like a normal one that I just got just because I just wanted to have like a computer. And I didn't care how good it was gonna be for games, but like. I remember I was like just telling my friends, I was like, guys, I gotta get myself a new computer. Anyone just have any recommendations? It doesn't have to be amazing. I just need a computer. And like this, and no one was helpful at all. This one douchebag was like, "Oh, you can just build your own computer." I'm like, dude, I don't know anything about building my own computer. And I don't care. I just want a fucking computer. I don't care how good it is. And he's like, and I told him I don't know anything about building computers. And he's like, "Oh, well, you can go to this website and I'll help you out." I'm like, dude, I just need a basic computer. I don't fucking care about all this nerd tech crap. You know what I mean? I mean, in retrospect, I kind of wish I paid more attention to that. Because, you know, then I'd be able to play Skyrim and stream that a lot better. But at the time, I didn't care. Right? Like if he was, like, so concerned about, like, what the fuck, how good my computer was, he should have given me more help or something. Like, all he did was like, oh, I recommend at least this much RAM or something. Actually, I don't even know if he said that. I think I might have looked that up and like, just to see like some recommendations. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't need that much RAM, right? So I'll just get this much. I mean, it works for Doom, but you know, it's like if I want to play like Skyrim. I mean, I can play Skyrim just fine on my PC, but like I can't stream it very well. Like, if I want to stream it, it's like, it just doesn't work. Well, last time I tried it, it didn't work too well. I mean, I can try it again, but I anticipate it's going to be kind of a joke. Because, like, the frame's going to be dropping constantly. Like, I mean, I can do it. Would have to go onto my Xbox or something and then just stream through Twitch or something. Which is fine, I don't mind. But, you know, it's a little bit of a pain because then I'm on my my YouTube channel. I'm going through Twitch, which, you know, I don't really like Twitch very much. I mean, no, the platform's okay. I just don't like the people. Like, I don't know, Twitch users are fucking weird. Like the fucking worst basement dwellers you've ever had the misfortune of meeting. Like, these are like turbo nerds. I'm not really particularly fond of that little section that we just, like, this area, because it's like, when you go inside that thing, like, the door is shut, and you have to, like, wander around, like, that one sector that opens up the doors again, and it's just a big pain in the ass. Not a big pain, but, you know, it's like, what's the point? You know, if I'm just trying to beat this level, it doesn't really matter if I skip through, does it? I trust I'll hit him. I didn't. Okay. I want to see if I can do this. Because, like, I don't care about 100%ing things. I've never been good. Okay. I was about to say I've never been good at it, and then I got it. I just don't. I feel like I just think it's fun to see if I can do that jump. I mean, it doesn't mean I'm skipping like a bunch of the level, but you know, it's okay. I don't mind. I think it's like it's okay to like skip certain parts of the level if it's like if you know the exploit. I think, you know, yeah, go ahead. Dude, I think like Pistol Start really like makes the game so much like when you go back to regular gameplay, everything feels so much easier because like when you're pistol starting everything, you have to like really conserve your ammo and make sure you know where the fuck everything is, because you're starting from scratch, right? But like, oh scheiße. But you know, if like, so you get used to that. You get used to these higher levels of gameplay. Like you're playing with like fast monsters, pistol start. Then you go back to just regular, and it's just like, it's not that bad. Doesn't feel as bad anymore. Now suddenly it's a lot easier. Now it's like you know, it's like doing martial arts and training weights. You know what I mean? Like sometimes I'll do that. But then as soon as I take them off, it's like, oh my god. I'm like, suddenly I feel so much faster. You know what I mean? Or if I'm lifting weights, sometimes I'll start with like the heaviest one first. And then after that, all the lighter weights, it just feels so much easier. Hello. I'm mostly like posting the stream to like, I don't know, with my usual groups of friends, but like because I have like one video that actually has like, I don't know, like a decent amount of views now, suddenly I'm like, I think I might actually have people watching the stream that normally don't give a shit. That normally wouldn't. I was like watching like every so often I get a comment or something, and I'm just like, I'm reading the comments. So far everyone's nice and positive about it, like just reminiscing on like the Battlefront 2. I'm just like, that's nice. No one's here being like weird and just having arguments about bullshit yet. But also I'm like, man, I don't want this to be like, hopefully it's like just one of those videos that just stays within like, I don't know, like the community of people just like play OG Battlefront 2, because it would suck ass if like this got out and it's like to like the douchier part of like YouTube, or oh fuck, what am I doing? Oh my god. I think next time I do this challenge, I'm gonna have to do this with like fast monsters or something, or maybe I don't know, pistol start it. Well, actually, I'm thinking I could probably do both pistol start and fast monsters, because pistol start turned out to be a lot more doable than anticipated. I mean, I remember when I was doing the pistol start, I didn't show myself completing the pistol start on stream. I just did that off stream because I didn't care. I was just on the phone with a friend at the time. I just needed something to do. And it was like, I remember there was like a few hard levels on episode 3, but like it's like some of like the later episodes in Doom, it's like the hardest levels are usually not the final ones, and that's what's kind of interesting. Because you would think that like the final ones would be more difficult, but they're usually not, actually. Like, you get to like the spider mastermind, and it's like, you're like, I usually just kill this thing with a couple of BFG blasts, right? But then it's like, then you start playing, and it's like, oh, never mind, it's not actually that hard. It's just as easy as everyone says it is. And I'm like, okay. It's like, that was a little bit anticlimactic, but you know, whatever. Hey, I beat the original 3 episodes. The only thing I haven't done with Pistol Start is it called Thy Flesh Consumed or Inferno? I always get them mixed up. Anyway, you know, the 4th episode, I know that would be a big pain in the fucking balls. I know it's dual, because in order for when you test a Doom map, you test it with Pistol Start. Like I also know from experience, because I made a couple Doom maps they're not like great, but you know, they're like the only 2 I've ever made, so of course they're not great, right? Like, so you gotta give me some fucking slack. I'm not gonna enter them into like any contest or whatever, you know what I mean? It's like, you know, I don't know. I don't know why I'm even bothering to point that out, just because I guess people on the internet can be overly critical of like beginners. Like, you know, it's like your first ever, like, I've never written a string quartet, but I'm going to use that as my example. Like, your very first string quartet. Like, it's not going to sound like fucking Beethoven or Mozart, and it's not supposed to. There's no way it's going to. It's impossible, unless, like, you're an expert or something. I mean, I guess technically it's possible, but I mean, like, what are the odds on that? What am I going to do? I'm going to do... Can I go back there? No, I'm going to go this way around. It's not the faster way, but, you know, I'm going to do it just because if I remember correctly, this should just give me quicker access. Oh, wait, no, it doesn't give me quicker access to the vision goggles. It just lets me do this, and it's a lot easier for me to shoot at stuff because now I can see. Right? Alright. Wish there was Berserk. I don't think Berserk, you get Berserk on episode 1 though. No, you don't. It's like episode 1's easy enough. Come on. I like this little well, it's not tagged as a secret, but it's just kind of like a fun little thing most people don't really know about. Well, maybe not most people, but a lot of people don't know about it. Because it's not tagged as a secret. It doesn't really do anything. You know, it's just kind of like one of those things you can just do, and I wish there was more of that. You know, it's like, it's not a secret per se, but like, I don't know, it's just fun. I gotta turn off, like, one of the mods I have put in. It was supposed to, like, be, like, every time like a new level loads up, you see that thing on the top of the screen that says, oh, estimated enemy density, and like, that's just because of this mod I had installed. It's technically active, but I'm keeping it at, like, default settings, so everything should still be the same, pretty much. It's just supposed to either, like, decrease or increase the number of enemies in the game, and just so everyone knows, I'm not like cheating or something, not that anyone gives a shit, and not that there's only more than like one person watching. I just have it set all the way there at like 1.02, which is that 0.02 is like a negligible amount of enemies being added. In fact, it just rounds down, I assume, so it's like, if anything, it's technically the opposite of cheating, because but like, it's not, I don't know, I gotta take it off because I'm not using it. I used it for a little bit, but it kind of just, it didn't make things harder like I thought it would. It kind of just made it like, I don't remember how to explain it. It was just like, it felt like a gimmick to me where it's like, oh cool, there's you can add extra enemies. Then it's like that kind of wears off really quickly because I was just using it for Doom, the vanilla Doom levels, and these levels are not designed to have increased numbers of enemies, and 9 times out of 10, like, it doesn't make it harder. It's just kind of like you're just watching hordes of enemies just kind of like infight, because like they just end up shooting at each other, and it's just like it doesn't really add much to the game in my experience. So I just end up turning it off because I'm like, okay, I don't really think this is worth it. I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe it just depends on the level, but you know, I didn't end up using it for very long. I think I remember doing it on stream, and then I kind of just stopped because I was like, okay. Actually, no, I do remember. On certain levels, it really does increase like the difficulty. Because, like, if you're starting out, like, you're starting out the game, you don't have any ammo. You know, I mean, you have very little ammo. You have very little weaponry. And so, like, and then, but you have more enemies, and that's like, how the fuck do I only have 197% from the supercharge? Whatever. I mean, it'll add up. There we go. So, like, I noticed when I was playing it, the only thing about it that was harder was that you had less ammunition. And then I was, like, going on, doing some research. Oh, fuck. I was just doing some research, and I was like, okay, are there any mods available that can decrease the amount of ammo I get per level? Because I noticed that that was really the challenge. Not because there were more enemies, but because you had less ammo to deal with those enemies, right? And then everyone was like, well, I mean, you could try Pistol Start. that way you don't actually have to change anything. You just have to, like, you know, either install a mod that automatically starts you out with a pistol, or like type in a command that will take away all your stuff and reset it. And I found a mod that would just automatically pistol start you. I don't remember what it was called, but you know, it's not that hard to find. And yeah, that was pretty much all you needed. You don't need to increase anything, just do pistol start, dude. But I mean, if anyone cares, that is an option. I have a few other mods running at the same time, and yeah, I haven't really been using any of those either, because I don't know, it seemed like it was going to be a lot more fun than it was. Because it's like, oh cool, there's going to be all these options I can mess with. Then I started looking at all the options, and I noticed I didn't actually find any of them to be very interesting. It was just like crap like, ooh, do you want twice the amount of ammo pickups? I'm like, no, I don't. And even if I did, I don't really, I think I can do this in regular GZ Doom, can't I? I mean, I could be wrong, but, you know. I never use the computer area map very much. Because I generally, like, know where everything is. Unless I'm, like, trying to, like, find out where every secret is or something. But like, that's about it. I don't remember, did I complete Thy Flesh Consumed on Fast Monsters? I'm trying to remember if I did. I think I might have, but then I might have taken down the videos because, I don't know. Sometimes I just take down videos because I'm like, okay, I'm pretty sure I like went on started talking about something that maybe I don't want people to, like strangers to hear about, because that's something you have to consider, ladies and gentlemen. Like I fucking like I have this like problem with people. It's not like a serious like problem or anything, but it's like not a personal issue, but it's like, you have these people out there, they're like worried about like their privacy on the internet, but then they're like putting all their personal information on the internet. And it's like, okay, you don't want people to know who you are. You don't want people to know your name. You don't want them to know you look like. You don't want them to know what you work for. No, it's like, well, no, what's the best way to word it? It's like you got these people that are worried about people finding out who they are, and yet they're putting all this information about where they work. They're putting their face on the internet, which, I mean, that's a low thing. I mean, what you look like is not that important, but it is in conjunction with all these other things, like your name, you know, where you work. Like, as soon as they find, like, your fucking Facebook, like, the stupid shit people post on their Facebook, and then they get mad that people are able to dox them, and I'm like, it's like, what did you think? Like, you put your fucking, your birth certificate on Facebook, and you're getting mad that people are able to find out who you are in real life? Like, dude, that's your fault. You like, and you know what's like weird? I'm like, I've talked to these people, well, and I've listened to them talk, and they think it's weird if you don't use your real name on the internet. It's like, excuse me? It's like, you don't want people to be able to find you and track you down in real life, but you think it's weird if you desire anonymity on the internet. You're a fucking dumbass. Like, that's the only way that people won't be able to track you down, is if you don't put your real information on the internet. You just make stuff up, or you just use a nickname or something. Like, don't put, like, people think that all they have to do is just not put their name and address. I'm like, no, that's not enough. Okay? I mean, like, yeah, of course don't put your fucking address on the internet, but, like, but people can, if someone really wanted to find you, you know, all they have to do is based on what you have put out there, and if you have, like, if you're going around telling everyone, oh, I live in, I don't know, Pennsylvania, like, for the sake of example, right? And you're like, and I work at a school, and my first and last name is, you know, I don't know, say John Smith. I don't know. And I am this old. You know, you're just giving them, like, clues to work with, essentially. And then it's like, you can't really get too angry if they put those clues together and they figure out who you are. Well, I mean, no, you have a right to get mad about it, but it's like, you have to understand that, you know, you could have prevented it by not giving them all these clues. You understand? It's like, because it's if someone really wants to track you down, you're just giving them more to work with. Like, I mean, to be fair though, if someone really wants to track you down, if they have the desire to and the resources and the time, eventually they will be able to track you down. That's the real truth of the matter. Right? Like, oh my god, he's stuck in the wall. I won't be surprised that's one of the things that's the fault of the mod I have installed, which I'm going to turn it off after this stream is done when I finish the episode. Yeah, point of that rant is that, like, dude, be as anonymous as you can. I mean, within reason, of course. I mean, on the internet, if, like, you know, especially if you're, like, worried about people, like, finding out who you are, then don't do all this stupid crap. Like, if you're putting in a username, don't do, I don't know, John Smith 1998 at yahoo.com. It's like, wow, your first and last name and your birth year. Are you fucking dumb? You just gave everyone a bunch of clues of who you are right there. Just be, like, and there's, like, people out there that think that's weird, and, like, if you don't do that, if you just, but you know what, it's not weird, you're protecting yourself, okay? Like, I don't understand why people think that just basic anonymity, just basic online security is, like, being weird. But I mean, that's the truth, okay? Like, you can't go around, like, there's nothing wrong with using a fake name on the internet. Like, absolutely nothing wrong with that. If anything, you're protecting yourself. And I just can't stand it when I hear people acting like, oh, that's so weird, use a fake name. Like, yeah, I use a fake name. Why the fuck would I want people to know what my name is? Like, most people don't know my real name, and I'm just like, and I'm totally cool with that. I mean, because, like, the name I give people is what I go by, like, in everyday life anyway. And that's just, to me, that's, like, my name, but legally, it's not actually my name. So, you know, so to me, I got, like, a little bit of security there, but, you know, most people are just idiots, and they just, like, they don't even bother doing the bare minimum of security. I think I already went up there, yeah, I did. But do I want to go this way? This level is a big pain in the fucking ass. Well, I mean, you know, I mean, it's obviously you can. It's definitely a more difficult level. If I'm gonna have trouble on any level, it's gonna be this one. Just because, like, there's that whole section we just went by, we have, like, all the hit scanners, and they're up where you can't really see them, so it's, like, easy to take hits without really being able to. I'm just trying to see if there's any health pickups I can find, because I took a decent amount of damage and I want to see if I can. Alright. Yeah, I might just have to try to Yeah, like this is what I'm talking about. Like they're all up there. You can't really see them. So it's a problem. Especially the shotgunners. I think I might have gotten them all. Clearly, like, I think I got hit by one of the guys outside. Yeah, well, there's two of them outside. The more you play Doom, the more you realize that the hit scanners are probably like your worst enemy. When you first start playing, you assume it's going to be like the enemies that just do the most damage. Right, like, I think technically the imps are capable of doing more damage than like shotgunners, I think. But really though, like, but it's like they're easier to dodge. Like their projectiles are easier to dodge. You can't dodge hit scan attacks. Like it just isn't possible to do. You know, just based on the nature of what they are, you know, because I've explained this on stream a few times, but like I like to re-explain things just to test my own knowledge, I guess. Oh, fudge. That's okay. I know where the special crap is. This is gonna be a little helpful. Well, really what I need is the supercharge. There you go. That's gonna be very helpful. There's still a bunch of crap that I want to pick up. Dude, if there's any dickheads that like just jump in, they don't read the title of the stream, and they're gonna see me doing like kind of crappy. They're gonna like make fun of me. Like, even though I clearly specify that it's like supposed to be like a keyboard only, they're gonna go like, "Oh my god, why are you sucking us so hard at this?" And oh, that's all that was. Like I don't have every single secret memorized. So after this, I believe it's going to be, oh god, what is it called? Phobos Anomaly. And that's just where you fight like the easiest bosses of the game. And I really like that as a boss level because when you go into it, it seems like it's got this really great reveal. But of course, when you actually play it, it's not really that hard. But like, first time you play it, it seems pretty hard. Like, first time you ever complete episode 1. Like, it's this really great experience. Every level is like really well designed. They clearly put the most amount of work into this level. I mean, don't get me wrong, the other episodes are pretty good too, but like episode 1 is the best, like the most well designed in my opinion. I mean, it's definitely way more, oh my god, better designed than most of the levels in Doom 2. Like, I usually don't even get that far into Doom 2 before I just quit out of like boredom or frustration, because it's like a lot of it just doesn't even feel fun to me. You know what I mean? Like, then I'm like, I take my frustrations out on Sandy Peterson. And I've like, you know, sometimes I try to be nice to him, and I'm like, okay, well, maybe it's not all his fault, because a lot of the time he was working with like former like Tom Hall levels or something, where he had to like, or they were working with time constraints, or they were just like trying out new things with the level editor that they hadn't really tried yet. So they're kind of just like doing a lot of experimentation there, and like, you know, experimentation can yield a lot of cool results, but it can also just, you know, just do a lot of silly things that are just kind of like, okay, that's an interesting idea, but you know, execution's kind of crappy. You know, like the city levels are not really all that great. I think Sandy Peterson is responsible for one of them, but I'm pretty sure like John Romero is responsible for like another one of them. This isn't really like my favorite level, to be honest, but like I don't hate it, but it's like it's really not my favorite one. It's well designed, but you know, I don't really like it as much as the other ones. I don't really know how to explain how I feel about it. I think maybe it's partly fatigue. Because it's like, okay, I've been playing this whole episode, I just want it to be over by now. But I don't hate the level, it's just like, I don't know. Definitely not as good as some of the earlier ones. I mean, again, I don't hate it though. I want to make that clear, because if I don't, people will assume when I'm saying this, they think I hate it. I keep having to explain myself all the time, but like, you know, you kind of have to, because every time like I talk, it feels like people don't understand what I'm really trying to say, so they kind of just like fill in the gaps with what they think I'm trying to say. And then I find out, oh, this person thinks that you hate them. I'm like, what? No, I don't hate them. What are you talking about? Like, oh, well, you said this. I'm like, that doesn't mean I hate them. I was just. And then you have to go like, you know, go through this whole thing where you have to explain. No, I wasn't mad at you. I don't have anything in particular in mind. I'm just making up a scenario in my head. Well, usually it's not that. Usually it's something like more benign. Like I watched the movie Akira for the first time, I don't know, a few years ago, and I was like, I don't remember what the hell I said exactly. I think I just said, oh, it was, I liked it, but it was a little weird. I didn't really get it. And then this other guy, like my friend who I told that to, told his friend, and the guy was like, oh, he saw Akira, what do you think of it? And then he was like, oh, he liked it, but he thought he was lying. And it was like, he told me this, and he was like, oh, I didn't want to tell him that you didn't like it. And I'm like, I did like it. Why'd you think I didn't like it? Like, I just said that the movie is kind of weird. That doesn't mean I hate it. I don't know why the hell that would be like, just calling something weird doesn't mean I hate it. That's just, I'm just kind of like saying it's a kind of an odd film. Like, that's not wrong. It's kind of funny. You got all like the med kits there, but it's like being very kind to you. Supercharge. Alright. Yeah, this is a pretty easy boss level. Like I said, first time you ever play through to this level, you probably expect it to be, oh my god, a lot harder than it's going to be. I mean, it's definitely harder if you come to this level with starting out with just pistol. But, like, if you're going into this with, like, the rocket launcher, this is pretty much a walk in the park. Really wouldn't worry about it too much. Like, you just gotta, like, you know, just run around, try not to... I mean, of course I'm with keyboard, so it's gonna be a little bit harder. Oh my god, this might be my only death. Yeah, usually that doesn't happen to me. So, yeah, I guess, like, this is, like, the only time it's gonna be hard. It's because I'm using the keyboard. Usually this doesn't happen. I promise. Yeah, I was hoping I would have saved some rocket ammo, but nah, I ran out. That's alright. These guys aren't that bad. They just seem like they're gonna be worse than they are. One thing I have never considered, really, is in terms of challenges, I don't even need this, I'm just gonna take it, is definitely, like, pacifist runs, but just because, like, for some of them you have to, like, learn, like, these weird tricks or something. Oh my god. I mean, I guess I could try it out sometime, but, you know. Oh my god. I did it. Yeah, that wasn't that bad. I don't know, there's like a couple times where I was having a hard time with it, but for the most part, it wasn't really that bad. Anyway, I'm going to enable mouse again. Just because... So next time I play this, I don't forget that I wanted to do that. Okay, that wasn't that bad. Yeah, I'm gonna take a break.